End of the world.
Beginning of You Can Find It in the Notes.
I am your Virgo host.
I am your Libra host.
This is not a persona. I am just a 4.
I am 7. Autumn Equinox.
Bringing heaven and earth to a cosmic platform. Today
is May 29th, 2025. This is declared as episode 14. It's definitely our 14th official episode. We here, but a different era, different branch. Same tree.
Same tree. That's facts.
You just recently asked me what question, what thing we want to start with. How's life?
Man, I'm not gonna lie. It's like I truly am with one day at a time. Like I'm always, you know what it means.
Yeah.
But to cherish what it means is not the same. Like, I'm just counting the days of where it's like, I'm not saying not having nothing else to look forward to, but to know that there is something to be done daily that you can't escape. Like, just do it.
Man.
And if to consecutively do that, it's like you figure out ways to maneuver and like fit things in. It's almost like there's no excuse to say we don't have time. There's no excuse until you look back.
See how much time you really had.
Yeah. We never see how much time we really got till it's gone. So, and it's like something we were talking about listening to recently at the open mic. Time being, there's so much time, but it's so finite. There's not enough of it.
Yeah.
Something that's so infinite, there's not enough of.
It comes every day, but it's gone every day. Like, isn't that kind of crazy that like we were like manufactured or made to have only a certain amount of time that we can actually process and function naturally, and then if we don't get enough sleep, we are basically like almost invaluable, but just useless in the way of.
That's one of my most detrimental habits, bro. Not going to sleep. I know what I have to do every day, and I still will not go to sleep on time. Like, I choose it every time. Like, I'll watch the clock diminish. You know how many hours I'm gonna have of sleep, and I still get up. I'm always get up and go do it, but I do it to myself. And that's like the accountability I've been accepting. Like, you gonna have these same problems until you fix it. Like, you know, the first step is awareness, I like to say. Baby steps, though.
Definitely awareness. Since we speaking on time, like 2025 is flying.
Yeah. Not lying.
Almost surreal to see. But where we start today? How we going to this? Introduce the notes.
Since we're talking about time, like you said. As many opportunities to succeed that there are, there's twice, if not triple, as many temptations.
I gotta hear this.
What I mean by that is, like, we can spend every day being focused on accomplishing the right goal, completing the right missions, doing the right thing step by step. And it's like taking your opportunity to network, taking your opportunity to sell something, taking your opportunity to learn or work out or something that you want to accomplish. There's 2, 3, there's an infinite amount of temptations on telling you not to do something or do the other thing. Like, it's something always screaming to you to go the other way or to not do it, or like, oh, I'd rather just stay in the house and play the game, or I'd rather go out and go drink or go party or whatever people's vice is. It's like there'll always be way more avenues to not focus on the plan and the mission. And I think that's where it's like you realize it's hard, but it only gets that much easier as you're aware of yourself. Not just like the options, because you're not gonna choose every option. It's gonna be that one thing that gets you every time. Like the most comfortable path is what's gonna get you. It's not about how many options there are. It's one that's easiest and closest to you.
Definitely one you can grab. Definitely one you can grab.
Yeah, coffee table temptations.
I wrote that. I wrote coffee table temptations. I think we're walking temptation.
Facts. It's supposed to be. That's what we're here for. To see how much we want to get into.
Watch, I'm gonna let you rock, cause
it's crazy. These no success. That's something that we've been trying to define and what it means and how do you really get there? Like defining it for yourself, and especially people that work hard. Hard work is something that we gotta get out of after a while. Like you're supposed to work hard. You're supposed to know what that feels like to know you don't want it anymore. We've been learning about intellectual properties and just working smarter, not harder. It's definitely something that we all know. But temptation is common. The success is rare. So like to be comfortable is something we can always find ourselves doing. But that success, when you accomplish that, it holds a different type of weight.
Is temptation something that you look at as like, as you mentioned, like temptation is common, success is rare?
Temptation to me feels like a dare. It feels like I dare you, and it's also ego. So it's like how much pride do you got to? Well, I know I got work in the morning, but I'm still tempted to go out and drink or just be out with people, and it's like I'm gonna go do it and get up in the morning. I'm gonna do both. Like it's that type of mentality. I'm gonna just do both.
Right.
And then we feel it throughout the next day. Like, man, I should have went to bed, or I shouldn't have did that, or now you spending the whole day dehydrated because you spent the night drinking instead of just going to sleep, getting your rest, and having a new day. You still feeling yesterday, and you can't focus on the same day and the opportunities because you feel like, oh, I got a hangover, or I'm tired. I'm ready to go home and get a nap instead of, oh, I'm gonna go here and try to network today, or I'm gonna go try and, just the next step.
Do you feel like that make you like the most happiest when you choose temptation, or when you dare yourself into temptation, thinking that you can do both? Like, better question: is temptation and success, do they need each other?
I think so.
You need both of them.
Because what does success feel like if you're not beating your temptations? If you're not turning them down? If you're not turning things down, telling people in other activities no?
Mm-hmm.
No has to be your favorite word when you choosing success.
And what? Yes is your favorite word when you choosing temptation?
That's crazy. Because nobody likes no.
Nobody likes no.
But that's where the success is, though. That's where you change your environment. That's when you change your playing field, and that's when you change your hand.
Mm-hmm.
You stick around long enough to see new and see different. That shit oily. I got it's a battle between legacies and loops. So it's like something that you want to build and keep, keep it going, have it talked about, remembered, versus the loops and the cycles of doing the same things over and over. Because like even if you still have those temptations of like, oh, I'm gonna go do both this week, and you do that how many times out the week? Now what do you look like? You look back at your week, and majority of the week you succumb to the things you shouldn't be doing. That's nothing to do but regret sometimes. And if you don't regret it, you're gonna keep doing it.
Facts though. Legacies and loops is fire. That's like shooting ladders to me. Like, you choose a slider, you choose a ladder. Which one are you choosing?
Damn, it's fire.
How are you feeling? Like,
because it's like you keep feeding into the things you want to do, and it's just like that that continuous loss of momentum. Like you can go 20 days, 10 days, however many days you think is consistent, and then that one day you lose all momentum by letting it go. Like just truly letting go. That urge is like you now allowing yourself to suffice to different emotions.
Is a loop a full circle?
Is there
completion in the loop?
No.
Why you say?
I don't think so. I think it's like scribbles on paper. Like you can go around, but you'll never go back to that same reason why you did it. You always find another excuse. You start a whole new spiral in why you did this, because you can't keep falling for the same excuse. You're gonna find another reason to tell somebody else and to tell yourself, so you can be delusional about it, to keep doing it.
I would agree. I'm about to say, when you draw a loop, loops become Venn diagrams of things you like, don't like, and should do. Almost like that's far as you even say that, because it definitely becomes scribbles. Like once you continue to, because your first loop was never finished.
Never.
That is crazy you say that. That is crazy you say that. So in the 2025, when it comes to loops and legacies, that name is fire to me. Do you feel like you've been looping?
No. I mean, here and there, I definitely can find myself like, man, why not? Just a little bit. But I'm also seeing myself in a space where I have so much power as well. So it's truly about choice, and that's what I'm taking from May is like, okay, so you back where you wanna be in a sense, or like as far as projection goes, you know where you want to aim and shoot, but like how much of that are you going to stay focused on? It's about focus, and again, the last thing we talked about was being strict and disciplined. So like, do I think I'll pass with that? If I were to give myself a grade, I'm not gonna be harsh on myself, because that's something Virgos are known to do, is be so harsh on themselves. But like, I would say B+, A-. But I know why I did the things I did at the same time. Yeah, I'm not. Who cares to be perfect? When you know, in a space of, I don't know, I'm just stuck on not having to be perfect. I never aimed to have an A+ anyway. But to know what it looks like, and to know like, all right, even if you go splurge a little bit, or go get the things out that you've been trying to do anyway, or just want to try, go ahead and do it and see how you feel about it. Everything isn't the hype is made to be. So, and that only allows me to take June a lot more serious.
June was crazy. What you got?
Yeah, it's more like thinking about what's feeding me and what makes me feel good for now.
What's actually getting you full and what's actually making you feel good. Them is definitely two different things.
Exactly.
Them is definitely two different
things.
You
buy snacks and sugar all day, it'll make you feel good, taste good, but you go home, now you hungry again. Now you need a meal, and you don't want to go to sleep on whatever you've been snacking on all day. So
yeah, I would definitely say life has definitely been a balance to that in 2025. Like, you may go a week like feeding yourself, but the getting you full part comes in like the small spurts. Like, and that's been like a terminology I've been using with like offense first, or like this has been an offensive year. This is offensive year.
I was gonna say, like, what's really better, like a great offense or a great defense? And you definitely got to go off of the enemy, the opposition, and like what are you up against?
Yeah, I was talking to Carl about that, like the breakdowns of like what makes a good offense, and my definition, like what makes a good offense. And I was actually analyzing like how actual football players play offense. Like I wasn't even thinking about basketball, because I think football is
more about war.
It's more about war. It becomes more of a long-term a long-term process to actually complete. But getting into like different aspects of offense and what do you need to actually be efficient, or what are the basic fundamentals of offense? And I was saying small spurts, small effective spurts, inches. You need, I mean, you can get 10 yards, but you need 5 yards. You need 5 yards or 2 yards. You can get 10 yards in 2 to 2.5 yards. So I'm like, the small spurts about it is like the effective. You don't burn out, but your point is to burn out, to know how far you can go, to know what is your power, what do you have in resources.
When do you burn out?
Exactly. And that aspect of knowing that you need allies though to do that. You cannot play offense by yourself. Defense, you can probably play by yourself because you can only trust yourself when it comes to defense. You can't choose nobody. You can't trust nobody that protects you when it comes to an aspect of war. But in offense, you need allies because nobody's army is infinite. Nobody's one army is infinite. You need generals. You need your archers, but you also need your people across the field to like actually come through on their part of the bargain when they're gonna ambush the enemy. So, it for sure takes the small bursts. You need your ambushes, but you also need to know what's at your resource and what's not at your resource. Like the clarity, it takes offense to play clarity. You can play defense in the mist. You can play defense in the clouds because it's almost based off reaction. You're not charging first.
I was gonna say, so I would label defense as willpower.
Definitely.
What would you
Yeah.
for willpower? What would you label offense? It has to be something like, is it strategic? But I think is a better word for it.
For it to be offense, like I would have to claim it like wrath, belligerence, ignorance, like delusionals, like that blissfulness, like because to really get through to what you got to get through, for one, you have to only accept your ego. You only accept your outcome and result.
I was gonna say that it definitely has to do with like ego and pride. Like, are you gonna allow the environment to take its toll and to affect you?
Yeah. There's definitely something that's like not like the easiest.
Offense can be a shield.
It can be. Yeah.
To keep pushing through, no matter what's being pushed on you, is like that's a shield in itself.
I will 100% agree. That is a shield in itself. Like that whole
make it shield your offense. That's fire.
Make it shield your offense. Because in defense, you loading your guns. Like you waiting
using everything you got. Your last resorts. It's fair.
It's this movie called Red Cliff. It's a Chinese flick, but it's definitely about like a lot of offensive and defensive tactics and like the art of war in general, and just seeing how those kind of, I would say, ancestral civilizations used to go to war and what they used to do. Like it takes a lot to think long. Like it takes a lot to know that I need people here, here, and here, and if they attack those people, what's my contingency? What's my kind of black pan? But it's crazy. It's definitely crazy. Where we at? We
everywhere, as usual. For me to be honest.
Definitely everywhere. But yeah, it ain't something that's... And how do we bring that down to an aspect of success or hustle to ownership? Like...
It's someone life's work.
Yeah, because like your life's work, you only playing defense to secure the assets to play offense. Of course, that's like 101 to me.
For sure.
And when you get into your life's work, like you're playing offense in the aspect of being comfortable and confident in what you're choosing to give your life to, not what the world is choosing for you, not how you may feel as if the people around you may want you to do. But you're playing offense to introspectively know that, like, this is what I want to be known for. I think it takes a lot for a person to actually decide what do they want to be known for. I was watching Snowfall, and Leon, you definitely gotta watch. I'm gonna give you this story just because off of the aspect of it. But Leon was talking to Franklin Saint's mother, and this is after things that went south in like the 6th season, and she had told him like, because he was basically giving it to, I'm gonna take care of the homeless shelter while you gone. I'm gonna handle that business. I'm gonna make sure that them people are straight, make sure that's up and running, to feed people, to protect people, and to give shelter. And she had made it to like, go to Africa. Make sure that you want to actually do the shelter. Make sure that you actually want to actually embed yourself into that kind of lifestyle of humanitarianism or sheltering people, taking care of people. And it was great that she even pointed that out, because like you can feel like something is noble, but something may not be right just because it's noble, just because it may be prideful and the right thing to do, but it may not be right. And when you say life's work, like life's work can make you a villain, because I'm here for this particular perspective.
Life's work can make you a villain.
It definitely can. Like, it isn't something that's actually easily drawn to or easily decided about. So I definitely make sure that you actually want to wear those shoes like the rest of your life, because the woman you choose, the kids that you choose to raise, your siblings that you choose to have around you, like, they become either a shield or they become threats to that mission. Like, and
yeah, you got to be a villain. You can't be the hero without being a villain.
Can't be. That's at all.
You know, because you try to please everybody, and you spread yourself thin. Now you fall completely short, like further than you thought you would come short, to where it's like not acceptable to none. Mm-hmm. Rather than choosing you and choosing your true path in life's work. And some people look at you as, I don't think you should have did that. And now you're a villain to certain people that think they're being hurt, and they're not always being hurt. But you also, it's worse to become a villain to the people that saw you as a hero. Facts. And it's like, just off of them feeling neglected. Facts. Because of your path and choices.
Facts.
It's like, I'm okay with being a villain, as long as the people that look at me as a hero or a martyr, as long as they don't feel neglected.
So the martyr route is not easy to go.
It's not.
Definitely not an easy route to go. Like, and I find a lot of heroes choosing to be the martyr, like more than actually being a villain. But they choose to necessarily. It makes you the villain to like the opposing view and POV of what the media may say. But the martyr is like, you definitely take the bullet, you bite the bullet for the rest, and that's obviously the hero. But I think Beyonce got this song called "Who Saves the Hero After the Hero Saves the World," and it's like crazy to me. Like, and it's crazy to me. Like, where like who saves the, and what does the hero actually need saving from once the hero saves the world? People don't think it comes with trauma to save people, to save anything. Like, you take on baggage, you take on accrued emotional distress, and that whole matriculation of life. Like, and I'm like, who saves the hero once the hero saves the world?
I don't think I think it's a question that has to be asked, but I don't think I like this question. Because people emphasize on it, and this is how they choose to value. My sister was talking about this, bro. She was talking about like how people choose to place her and value her based off of what she does for work. And it's like, that's one of the questions you kind of got to ask. Like, what do you do for work? What do you do on a daily basis? And it's like, but once I tell you my job, you place me in a place of where I'm worth talking to or not worth talking to. If you're a person that's a taker, you see how much you can get out of that person or not. It's like, that's how they look at you. And then we're so fixated on having a work life. Like, what do you do for work? What do you do on 5 out of 7 days out of the week?
Yeah.
You know, for your 9 to 5 or your 8 hours or 10 or 12 hours a day. And it's like, that doesn't matter, because as long as we're doing that, we won't have time for nothing. Instead of finding a life's work where you have your whole life to do it.
That's facts. That is facts.
It doesn't matter how much time you got, because I'm doing it every day.
Facts. And you definitely bring up to my next point. On the conscious aspect of that, like, we definitely brung it and gave it to profit maximization. That's why we need a certain window to do things. We wouldn't need like a profit allocation. We don't need to allocate profit to a certain window or a certain period of data to get things done if our things was purpose driven. Like, and when you just said, like, you just painted that picture, 5 out of 7 days, like, why do you need 5 out of 7 days to get work done? It's crazy.
For somebody else. No ownership.
Yeah, no ownership.
Just getting the minimums, bro.
The minimums. That is definitely true. That is definitely
It'll
true.
never be enough for anybody. It's not enough for your family because you got to go out every day and do it. You can't take a day off. So it's not enough for your family. It's not enough for yourself because of your mental.
Yeah.
It's not enough in that aspect. It's not enough for your woman. It's not enough for your friends because they always asking when your next day off. It's just never enough for anybody. It's not even enough for your job because they always asking for overtime.
Yeah. And it's crazy how even jobs don't even do overtime. A lot of jobs don't do overtime. But when it comes to like, they get you on a schedule where they got you 7 days out of your whole period point blank. Like, yeah, that's crazy. A lot of people walking around saying like, I like a job with overtime, but
I literally
they be the first ones out of work
to get overtime.
Like,
but I didn't respect the fact that my hours is being cut either. So it's like you finally got the time and you don't want it.
And you don't want it.
It's not worth it.
When you get home, you don't know what to do with yourself. Like when you get home, you only live into what you. And that's like, I think that's what people mistake about like the way the Bible mentions having businesses or having some type of commerce around people or service to provide to people. Is that for sure has been changed to a egotistical kind of conform where people want to be capitalists more. But I think we take it from purpose-driven business to, or let's call it, instead of educating people about the business that you do or servicing people, we want to make people customers and like their clients. Like,
yeah, we don't want to do no more for them if they're not giving us anything.
Yeah, and like
we gotta give first.
You gotta give first. A lot of times, you definitely have to give first. Like, and to respect that kind of contrast and polarity of, like it can get very, very different with that, but. Hey, when I'll just be breathing dead into the mic, cause like I know I'd be picking up like on that whole. Where you at? What you thinking?
What I say, a lot of people don't know where to start when it comes to finding something that they want to do for the rest of their life. And I don't think there's ever a time where you're supposed to know. Like, you're supposed to know what you want to do. Figure it out. Try everything. Like, that's what your 20s is about. Yeah. But at the same time, you're never you're gonna know. But like, don't fixate yourself on having to know. That's not the point. The destination is never the point. Right. I think that's something that we have to kind of fit in our minds before we can even try to figure out what I'm supposed to be doing. Like, what can I keep doing every day, not what do I want to do in the end. It's a complete different mindset.
Wow. That is definitely a completely different mindset. What do you think is different from doing it every day, and then what do you want to be doing in the end? Is doing it every day the same as doing it what you gonna be doing in the end?
I don't think so, because we can always dream big. We can always want the most. We can always desire everything. But like, what does it take every day to even get there? Like, how long you can't scale how long it takes to get to that big goal. But if you take yourself every day and I want to do this every day, you don't have to count. You know, it's like aim for the sky, shoot for the stars. Like, you know, aim up, but like shoot further than we even know.
Right.
And that's just where you got to begin. And it's like, us as people, it's crazy. Bring it to the next point, though. Honestly, we know how to hustle. We can always find the next thing to earn money, and it's not just quick money, like actually earning money. But we have no ownership in it. We have nothing that we can keep. We have nothing that we can pass down. We pass down morals. We pass down ideologies, ideas, but there's no infrastructure in like passing down something that we can work with now. We have to even build the skills that are being passed down to us. Like, there's nothing tangible about anything that we have to learn. So it's constantly getting things out the mud, and nobody gave me anything, and I'm doing it myself. Like you don't even cherish your parents in a way that they should be cherished, because they only showed you what they had and what they knew, instead of like the legalities and the self-education. It makes a lot of people bitter, and I think that's the biggest downfall as far as that first step of owning and having. But it's also not all on us. Like as a black community, we're constantly shunned and exploited out of things that we've been working in our whole lives. We were just talking about Denzel. Like he's done so much, and he's like one of our greatest actors, but he's not. I mean, it's Denzel. You know, that's the best thing we kind of got to say about him. And I think people that we're able to look at when it comes to true ownership and like passing it down is Nipsey Hussle, Master P, Tyler Perry, even Issa Rae.
Definitely Issa Rae, for sure.
Who else? Oh, Virgil. We're crazy. And who's some other people?
Definitely just sparked my mind with saying.
What's this? I don't remember his last name from that created FUBU. Damon something. But
Damien, not Damien.
It's Damon something. I don't remember his last name. I don't remember, but
Williams.
I don't think it's Williams.
Not Williams. All right.
I don't think it's Williams. What is it?
Creator of FUBU.
I don't think it's Williams. It's
John.
It's Damon John.
Damon John. I don't know what made me say. That's outlandish right there. They even saying like Williams is crazy.
But those are just a small list of people that have ownership in what they've been doing, and it's definitely shunned upon to create money for people from your own source, from the source, from your creation. So it's just like I don't think it's that many examples, but there's a nice amount at the same time. We just have to cherish those examples. As much as you say you don't like any of these people, shoot, honorable mentions like Jay-Z, like, you know, but
for sure. Do you believe self-education and pay education, which one do you believe is like more, the word isn't honorable, but which one is like more generational?
Interesting. Generational?
When it comes to ownership.
Self-education definitely can go a long way because you find your own IPs, intellectual properties. Mm-hmm. So you become a level of creative to where it's one of a kind. But at the same time, to that pay to play type of route, there's a lot of people going against you. Like no matter how much you pay, there's competition, and a lot of things that we create are taken from us. Even still, like even if we take the time to actually build these things from scratch, it's like they're burned down, we're sued, we owe somebody, or there's someone internally, like jealousy, honestly. Like Rosewood Massacre. You burned down an entire self-sufficient community. Of course, Black Wall Street. Like these are things that we've actually have shown that we can do together and actually accomplish and nourish and nurture ourselves. And it's no more at the same time.
Max.
A lot of it becomes systemic, but it's only showing that it's always going to take more of us.
Check it down. You know, it's definitely a thing I will highlight with the whole aspect of it being like, we could say Black Wall Street or like Rosewood in general. It was like, yikes. I don't know what that was, but just that whole aspect of like Rosewood and like how things was being read is like, although there was a certain level of hierarchy and superiority as far as in who was privileged the funds, who was privileged the ownership of stuff, I think it was still commerce and partnership. Although there is what we would call the differences, what we would call the ugly.
And some people forget the sacrifice part.
Exactly, because somebody has to sacrifice on any end of a deal. Any end of a deal, somebody, no end of a stick does not exist. The two level sides of the end of a stick does not exist.
There's always going to be the short end, the short straw, the SOL person.
The SOL person. Simple as that. Ryan Coogler said something in one of his interviews. He was like, whenever a contract is written, somebody's getting fucked in the deal. Like, that was like his whole period, point blank, as far as what he had to say about it.
Because you don't win unless, like, everybody doesn't win.
Everybody does not win. Does not win. It works on the basis of equality. That's what people, you might undermine the word equality, but we both have to both need this. And what's our purpose in needing this deal? Don't do deals if there's no purpose for you, because then it becomes something that does not align with where you're going. Like, and now you become a worker. No matter how employed or how much power you truly have, you become a worker to a contract.
And a worker works hard.
A worker works hard.
You're gonna have to at some point, even if you don't.
Work.
And it's like, and if it's not physically, it's definitely mentally.
And that's what you call residual mental illness. Anything residual, I'll call it mental illness. What do you think about streaming university, CENAT?
I'm not gonna lie. I didn't know what to really expect at first. Like, I was just excited to see. Let me watch. Mm-hmm. But to see, I think the people were chosen perfectly. I think the one person that I would have liked to see at Stream University was Big Win.
Was he there? I thought he was there.
Not that I know of.
I seen a video or something. I don't know if it was old, but I definitely seen a video of him. Like,
I know he applied, but I would have seen clips.
Facts.
I don't think he got in. Other than that, I think it was amazing.
That's crazy you even say that, because everybody was like, I only seen one clip about it the whole time. I don't know. That's what made me question, like, why wouldn't Big Win be in Stream University? Like, he was the reason why. He was like the biggest content creator through COVID. Like,
he's hilarious.
Like, and that's crazy you said. That's crazy you said, because I would never have put that together. Never have put together. On the aspect of where do you see it going?
To already start off now, people are still making content about Stream University, how much they miss it, or like the things that went on behind the scenes, or like, and then you're seeing the connections that people made, and now you're seeing them like, they got exchange phone numbers or whatever the information that they're using to contact each other is like, they're now beginning to do collabs, and they're reflecting on things. So it's like, I believe most of them, if not everybody, learned. And they're taking content more serious because you're seeing all of these people more on social media than they ever were on the algorithm. Like, in our specific algorithms, like the foreign dude, Tota or something like that. Like, you seeing the collabs, you seeing people bring it up. I think it's amazing, and I think it has changed because everybody's trying to can't quite replicate it, but they're trying to do something close to where it's like, It advocates collaboration, and that's what I think I'm completely for as far as the agenda, as far as putting people in a space to truly be creative, make everything out of nothing, and enjoy it. I think the perfect people were there. The right leaders were there as well.
Definitely the right leaders. I would definitely give them the right
I think it exceeded expectation. And there's incidents going to happen, but most people are so stuck on negative. Like, it's a lot of people that you can't control. You can't even plan to control.
There's no such thing.
That was the whole point. You put chaos energy in one place.
Mm-hmm.
That's what it does.
There's definitely no such thing as control. There's guidance, but
all guidance, no control. I mean, CENAT himself, he played an amazing role as a principal. Like,
he definitely did. That's definitely hats off. Like, that's the beyond hats off. Like, I don't think even to embody a principle and then like to also know like this is his stuff.
It's still going. Funny Mike is throwing a Stream University prom or a Streamer's prom or something like that.
Man.
And Funny Mike been known to throw these huge gatherings, so it's like it just works. Because he's definitely one of the MVPs that I pay attention to, which I've been watching him, but I pay attention to that.
Mm-hmm. I definitely will say, like, that was definitely something that like has given back. Like, no matter what it was, no matter what drama or anything that transpired, that was something that has restored the people, restored the youth, more than likely, like, more than anything. It had gave something to, like, when you talk about people want to go into careers and work life, like, no, that gave people life's work. And that's like the power of content creation or creation period, is the process of imagining and to be able to create out of thin air. Like, to have that aspect about yourself, that's morale, that's breath, that's spirit in a vessel. Almost like that's something that you can't buy. You can't even replicate, but you can. It's contagious. Like, very contagious. I
mean, shoot, I know it's contagious. It's something that we're literally trying to create and been trying to create locally in this city alone. Like, there's so much, like, that's literally what we've been preaching since we started. And it's like, collaborate, do more, and we're seeing it. Like, you're seeing it consciously and subconsciously.
Yeah.
And if it's people out here that truly want to do more things with the people in their city that you admired even just a little bit, or see the vision on what they're doing, or want to share your vision, I say do it. I say let's do it.
Let's do it together. Let's do it together.
One thing that that can help with that is like, I'm gonna just speak personally, because you can't just tell people what to do. Nobody's gonna listen. Actually, I don't listen. But like, I was going shopping recently, like days in a row, looking for something, honestly. But I was wearing the jacket that, I mean, most people obviously see me in. I wore it last episode. Raw, JC, he's amazing personality, amazing designer, amazing creative. Wearing his hoodie around, it always gets compliments. People always ask me where I got it from. Most people already know who I got it from. It's actually amazing to see. And as I'm just walking in these PacSun, this regular stores that we're always in, it's like, okay, I don't want this anymore. And each person that stopped me or complimented me, I'm like, do y'all know where to get some more clothing, some fire clothing? Or like, and each group that I passed, yeah, my homie got a brand, or he got a brand, or I got a brand. It's like just follow, and just getting the socials, small conversation. And I'd rather shop off of these people, these real brand owners, every day, than to go in these stores and settle. And it's like that's just like my first step to. I'd rather my wardrobe be on, all my clothing be either my stuff or someone else's, rather than these large companies that they don't know what I want.
Yeah. I definitely think it's a difference between data-driven fashion and actual people's choice kind of fashion, or just people's initiative or narrative kind of fashion. There's definitely a difference. But again, off what you said versus off what brings, what attracts. I would definitely agree with that aspect, for sure.
Because hitting the mall these past couple days, weeks, I'm like, I don't like nothing in here. It doesn't feel right to settle. Again, I will go a plain black t-shirt before I feel like I should buy something that I'm rarely gonna wear, maybe once or twice.
You walking around in trouble. Okay, here we enter into the blue section.
The blue section.
This is the Blue Aura. This is still the Oasis, but this is like Blue Woods or Blue Category, Blue Aura, Blue Chakra. This section definitely derived, I can say, or my thought process definitely started from the idea of the movie of Sinners. This movie was something that was definitely something that I also thought they gave back, that actually restored people's morale to go create, actually kind of feed it back and push back and really refed the people. This is something that I definitely agree with, like as far as like the whole movie and production. Like definitely a shout out to everybody that had hands into it. Warner Bros. Itself, like everybody that actually helped bring that vision together. No matter who owns it, no matter who actually has that kind of IP power. But my first thought was the power of the church, like which can go a lot of different ways, which I'm gonna definitely break it down to actually the characters eventually, but like just off of the technology of what a church is for. And for some reason this has been like the most holiest year of my life, honestly. Like holy in the aspect of not like religion based, but holy as in high spirit and actually listening to the auras, the spirits, and actual things that have to do like outside of you, but
true faith, things that you cannot control, and rolling with it.
And like it's armor.
I've been saying like to myself and to other people, like it gets greater later. Like
it does. It definitely does. Here's what this is my initial thought of the notes that I took. The future is supernatural. Movies are a supernatural technology. The church is the motto the church or the motto of it was a spiritual technology of teleportation, used to traverse the spirit and soul through different consciousness and dimensions and realms. And when we get to talking about like what's the Holy Spirit, what's like that type of dive of conjurism, or however you want to put that word, but like we can call it lore, voodoo, hoodoo, or however you want to call it, but like what's the human superstitious supernatural. And it was like almost like what I gave it to, like my existential thought was like on the whole aspect, like when you have a church, when you have anything like that has people actually like make up their minds to go on a daily basis or like on a weekly basis, this is something that no longer becomes like from the power of what a human vessel or what a person is. This is something that like the universe actually participates in now. Like you actually where you actually start to have the universe's attendance and the powers that dwell within that this aspect in this realm of what life is. And you got music, you got thoughts, you got words, you got energy, you got sweat, you got emotion, you got movement. And yes, our bodies may be like salivating, or yes, our minds may be overstimulated, or yes, our mouth may be moving, but our soul ain't in our bodies right then and there at that point in time. Like when we go to those places, whether it be what the word is, it don't matter. Now our soul has the chance to express. Our soul has a chance to go out and traverse, to really know, like, if I didn't live in this particular time to enjoy what a church may be, I got to experience the souls that, for one, my wielder has brung me around. And like knowing that your spirit may be from a different time, your spirit now gets the opportunity to dance, the opportunity to really get into what that may look like in real life. So it's teleportation in the aspect of my mindset. Like you literally are for one, you're moving your body, you're moving your spirit, you're moving your consciousness, but you're allowing your spirit to move outside of what your physical may deem as possible or may deem as okay. Like then your consciousness gives like a permission to like to go dance, to go move, to go express, and to be free willed and free spirited. And it really gave like and pretended to sinners exactly like, yes, some things may consider that a sin. Some things may consider that unholy, or which is kind of scary, but it gave a lot of this wasn't to get comfortable. This wasn't to release. It was to release, but it wasn't to sinful or to like go back down on our morals, our disciplines, and what we consider our standards. This was to rejoin a people that we used to think about, or people that we can no longer physically touch. It was a chance to reincorporate and to realign things into what we figure as a good time, man. Let's party. Let's touch bases. And like I think those nights like that, in particular in the movie that Sinners had, like those nights, I would say not even the creator himself knows it's gonna happen.
Yeah.
Like he almost watching it with us.
Yeah, it's crazy to see like if you watch the movie and see how it turned out. Like you see the intention, you see it's about that hustle and to take this and go do something even greater, to get away or whatever the mission or goal was. Like have this present moment, but never forget the mission completed.
Fact.
It's not about the end goal, because I believe missions aren't goals. That's something. Missions are something that are shorter term, something that to be completed and to keep moving. Missions don't stop. A goal, once you complete a goal, it's like that's the end. So I just want to clarify that. But it's like you don't know, like you said, you don't know what type of night you're gonna have, but we still plan to get all the money that we plan to make after inviting all these people. Because it's like without that focus or that awareness, and where once we forget about our intentions, we no longer receive the things we intended to receive. And it changes the complete trajectory of our path. Not to say we can never get there, but you just open yourself to new trials and tribulations. And that's why you have to fall in love with that journey instead of the destination, because you can never prepare for such a night.
Never.
You just have to go.
Do you think when Smoke made it a problem that the guy had walked in and gave her like nickels or golden coins, like because he said I didn't have no cash, like, but I got this for you. Do you think, like, because you just mentioned, you just definitely said, like, painted the picture of once you forget your intentions, you open yourself up to trials and tribulations, pretty much. You think soon as he said that, like, you lost sight of your goal, you lost sight of the reason why, for one, you yourself as Smoke, as a character, as a person, as a man, would do something like this. And then
to add on, it also does that when you get greedy.
Facts.
Or maybe any other 7 deadly sin. But that's a whole conversation, you know?
Definitely. And I was looking at, like, yeah, the intention based. Like, you wouldn't sit here, and I think that's like flesh and spirit. Like, what be telling us, and then what be actually what get us full and what feeds us. Like, exactly. I think that's definitely like a dangerous. Yeah, because part of them probably did want to be like, nah, that's okay, because you watching your brother and your woman pretty much be okay. Like, that's all you got. That's okay. But you put in a perspective like, nah, we need money. Like, we only hear so much amount of money. So
much amount of money, so much amount of time.
Yeah. So this ain't something for people to come in and just think that they can give us what they want. Like, and it's a crazy correlation. Like, man, for some it can be definitely uncomfortable. What's your thoughts on? I would say overall the relationship status. Like, how do you think they wrote the relationship statuses, or how do you think they wrote the relationships to fit Picture Lock, that kind of movie?
You gotta break down the different relationships. Like, which relationship first?
For one, I think both of y'all just need a purpose to be in each other's lives. That's minimum viable product for me.
Because I feel like, all right, so like one relationship is more about like rekindling. That's what we saw. It was like, we had something amazing, something great that didn't go as planned, but I'm willing to rekindle that. I never let go. Then there's also the no matter where we're at or what space we're in, it's like we can always be us. Like we can always have what we have. You know, it doesn't. It's almost toxic, honestly. They all can be toxic, but and then you also got a younger, lustful, less honed in, focused type of relationship. So there's so many different dynamics on what am I trying to say? There's just so many dynamics on what we're all going through, like different stages of just having relations. They all had they different lessons.
Definitely learned their lesson. I think it was definitely a lesson to be learned in that whole.
Bittersweet too.
Real bittersweet. Like I would think I feel like it was something they know they truly got what they wanted, but the bitter part is what they had to do to get it, of course. Like
yeah, it showed like the levels of just young and like young, lustful, quick for the while, all the way up to the spectrum of in depth and we will always have.
Like that grandparent love, like that older,
like
longer type of.
It was a wide spectrum.
I would definitely give the spectrum of definitely like that young, quick, or that teenage, or your first flame, or however you want to call it. Then up until your 20s, where you are attracted. I mean, young love, and then you got that older, more mature, that stillness, that kind of. You don't need much to understand somebody like that kind of grow old kind of love. Like I definitely would agree on that interception, that whole little dangerous to say. Man. One thing, all right. I knew you got that. One thing I will give it to, like on the writer's end and just how they pinpointed relationships, I think cinema in general stopped being able to create what a real relationship or what different variations or archetypes of relationships can be. Like whether that's pertaining to a black community, a white community, or any kind of ethnicity of community and how relationships may vary. I think that they did a very great job of pinpointing that point in time, that timeline in time, that chronological order, but also giving us very much, definitely like an ideal of these are what real relationships happen. These are things that really happen between men and women in our realm or in our time. Like this stuff really happens, and the diversity part about it, like I think it was so much maturity in it. Like you can still call them three grown versions types of love. You can call them you can say like that was real love, regardless.
Felt every last one of them. Like it was just something that was. And that's not the only. Those aren't the only relationships that we seen in that movie.
Yeah, it wasn't. Because what about Cornbread's relationship? Like he didn't even get to go back to his woman. Like his whole lifestyle was like. But she set him up for him. I heard her point where it was like where he wouldn't even went if she wouldn't have asked how much was it or how much was they paying. So that was like, and then you had the people when Remnick first showed up. Like they were just trying to help, if anything. But they also had their deceptive spirits or their deceptive mindset on like helping. Like it's crazy. Like. Best movies can be made off of couples in general. Like
it's crazy to say. I do later in life agree now.
Man. Crazy 2 cents. You got something? Load them guns, bro. You gotta load them guns. Say nah.
I spewed.
Nah, for real.
I don't even know where to go. It's definitely some. All right, I got two, bro. How peaceful does a villain live if the pursuit is to protect a side that the other will never understand?
Peaceful.
How peaceful do villains really live? Because they're always protecting a side that no one wants to understand.
Definitely the side people would rather give up on, or rather just join the other team. Most villains don't ever think about joining the other team. Like, don't ever think about that. Or they always think that the villains are the ones who join the other team, when the whole time they started from their own team. Peaceful is crazy, because popular loners, like,
For sure, popular loners. Because you look at a hero's dream big. There's a lot of bliss, ignorance. I just want to be a hero. I want to be seen by everybody. I want to be loved. But like that villain just wants like peace of mind, or like I'm doing this because of how much I didn't have, or like struggle or abuse and trauma. Like I'm wanting this out of true, you could say desperation, but at the same time, like I'm never going back. Like do or die. I have nothing anyway.
That is definitely what it be. They find peace, and yeah, because villains usually like, you see villains with families, and I think that draws like the human characteristics when people write villain characters, or write them in general. But
I think even when they just have something that they truly care about for a holistic, heartfelt reason.
Yeah, you ever go crazy when you see like the villain lose they shit, like when like they lose the only one thing that they was actually protecting, like, or that one thing that they was actually all doing it for, like they even become a villain then.
Like, I think that's when people should be scared, because you could say the same for heroes.
Yeah,
even more like when the hero loses that, like what do they really become?
Yeah. And Wakanda Forever, when Namor had, which he probably wasn't the villain then, before one of his soldiers died, one of the women in his camp had died, and he had came to kill Angela Bassett.
I knew he was going to
Yeah, came to kill Angela Bassett. Like essentially, like
I do forget her name though.
Yeah, like I forgot her name, but like he was portrayed as a villain. He was portrayed as somebody who was trying to hold on to what he had because of what he felt like. You can say Wakandians like were taking over, how much power they did have. But when do you think his villainism started? Like, or was he ever really truly a threat or a villain? Is there a difference?
I think he became a villain. Like it's execution. What are you doing to execute getting what you want? Because nobody said you're wrong in feeling how you felt because of your perspective. But the moment you felt like certain people needed to die, or you had to inflict a certain type of suffering and trauma on other people, like you basically want to take them down with you. I personally don't think that's right. So it's like that's when he became a villain, when it's like you take certain things too far. Like, what is your real mission now? Yeah. I think he definitely lost his. He definitely got a lot more emotional, like unhinged, as the movie accrued. Like he completely lost it.
Definitely lost it for sure. It definitely lost it.
He wanted to take down anything he could at that point. You don't even want to accomplish what you're trying to accomplish.
Right.
But
that same feeling. I don't know. Consider people doing it or not. But you got the floor for sure.
When it comes to self-education, when it comes to collaboration, when it comes to stepping outside or just networking, the things that we don't do and the things that when we succumb to our temptation is all out of fear. And it's like we have to get rid of the fear of being rejected. Fear of being rejected by the people that we want to work with, people that we used to work with. fear of being rejected by people that we've been friends with for a long time, that we fear that they don't see the vision, so we fear that they're not willing to support or put themselves in the space or try to learn something themselves, or like just take it as serious, like our fear of being rejected by anyone, like, or just fear of looking like a fool, fear of people's opinions on social media. Those are the things. That's the only thing really holding us back.
Yeah, I would definitely agree with fear. Fear, I mean, I'd like to translate fear into lack of identity. I think I definitely told you that before. Like, people's fear because they lack identity, they lack comfortability. They also lack inspiration. Like, I don't think, like, most people don't. They even fear to be inspired. They fear to. So I definitely see what you're saying. Like, I don't know. Like, I think that can get very fundamentally evil once people really start to dive into and embed themselves into choosing things because they don't want to be influenced or they don't want to be around or they fear to be around people. I think that's a lot different. Like, but I think it just be definitely like odd or just off the hinges. And there is no, that's crab in a barrel type of mentality. Like once I guess like once a monkey see a banana and then they I think it was like an analogy. Let me say that they were spraying water for monkeys that was trying to get up and crawl and grab this banana, and then after a certain point in time, monkeys stopped crawling to grab the banana, and other monkeys started grabbing these monkeys to pull them down and stuff like that, and they started having, and then at a certain point in time, they stopped going up there to grab the banana, like they stopped doing that kind of stuff. So it was definitely a fear trend, but it wasn't. I think it's even worse when people around you fear more than you. Like I think that's when fear really takes on a living role of. It comes into a life. It actually takes on a life of role. Like Jeepers Creepers. I don't even want to go this deep, but I'm gonna just say this: Jeepers Creepers. When Jeepers Creepers was like sniffing out, and he was on the bus and he was smelling people's, seeing like their type of fear. And he was choosing them based off of where their fear truly was, like and how he actually made who he wanted to kill in a certain amount of time that he actually had. I think that's what makes you like dead meat almost, because it wasn't about where your fear was individually, it was about who you surrounded yourself around. Like, and that's what made the bus even a target for him in general, because he was like, not only is there fear in general in this spot, he has many people truly look up to one person, but they also fear that one person. So that makes you, even Remnick himself, like they didn't necessarily fear Preacher Boy, but it was almost aspect of, we want you to get out. We fear you not getting out. So we fear you not being able to go set yourself free and living a life that we couldn't live. So fear takes on this aspect of many different faces, but it chooses a hero to really truly thrive on, like live on. And I think that's like the fact of like why collaboration is cancerous, or it can be in aspects. My last.
That's Indy.
That's that. It's May 29th. Only you can find in notes. Do we got a name for this?
Hustle to Ownership.
Hustle to Ownership, episode 14.
Yeah. Choose your life's work over a work life.
Simple as that. We out.